Hi, everybody. Welcome to Coach Playbook with Paul LaPolice, your home for elite CFL breakdown analysis. Riders got a bye week, so I did some rider stuff so the fans can watch some breakdowns while they're waiting for their team to play. Took a couple of the defensive clips that the Riders did last week in their big win over the BC Lions. A couple of takeaways, some of the other things they did well defensively. A lot of different things were shown defensively. Corey Mace had a bunch of different schemes going. We'll take a look and break them down. Before I go, please subscribe to the page and turn notifications on. That'll tell you as we're posting new stuff. Been doing a lot of flag football stuff, so I've been trying to get caught up on posting some stuff. So got a couple of things this week. So please subscribe to the page. Notifications on. We'll tell you when we're posting stuff. Let's open the playbook on the Riders defense. A little bit more pressure from the Riders than we've seen. Forced a couple of throws that were errant throws for Jeremiah Masoli. So we'll start with this one. Zone blitz. How you see it is right there. Multiple guys coming to one side of the field. Let me draw up what the scheme is. The protection is going this way. So that's what you call a slide protection. The back would take number 6. The tackle would take the first thread of these two and always take the inside one and leave the widest player. The widest player is going to be the one the quarterback has to throw off of. Because everybody drops out of this, the guard can work back. But this is what's called a zone blitz. He's dropping out. He's dropping out. These people are dropping this way, and you're trying to flood this side with 4 people. It's 4 to a side, forcing the quarterback to get the ball out of his hand quickly. And no completion. Another early down zone pressure, this time trying to stop the run, force the ball to be handed off for a short gain. We'll pause it right here. Going to be a zone play. These two block those two right there. These two are going to be here. He's going to be here. So you can see that's picked up right here. All right, everybody's working this way. Problem is the Riders are blitzing 2 off the edge. And really, the defensive end ends up going upfield. That forces the quarterback to hand the ball off. When he does that, you would say, okay, he's committed to that. I have this run lane. But the Riders blitzed C.J. Revis right into this space. So what they do is when they blitz C.J. Revis, they force the quarterback to hand it off. C.J.'s right there to make the tackle. So that's stopping the run on 1st and 10 by forcing a handoff and running and fitting a player down here. So good stop, good pressure on 1st and 10. Zone defense, sometimes there's going to be somebody always wide open in a zone. You just got to get it to him. Sometimes these throws to the wide side of the field are difficult. This one is off for Jeremiah. It also looks like the receiver stops. I think Jeremiah thinks he's going to run to the sideline, and he stops. So I'm not sure. It's still kind of thrown out of bounds. But just look at the zone structure. Okay. As there's 2 players over here, there's 2 deep and 1 underneath. When the ball's snapped, the corner stays a low player. If you can see, he goes to be a high player, he's a low player. But he's starting to back up. So they're basically saying, we've got this route handled. So now you have to run underneath this route. And there is an opening out here on the sideline. You just got to hit this and locate it. And that's what defense are going to do. They're going to force you to make that long throw over on the sideline. And it's just out of bounds, or I'm not sure with the receivers doing the wrong thing. So interesting as they go. That good zone coverage sometimes. They cancel the deep one. They're running towards the in-breaking route when you got to make that throw to the sideline. Watch it from this angle. You can see how high it is and how far away it is. All the way to the wide field. That's a long throw. Riders, 2nd and 8, walking up to blitz. Cover 0, 0, 0. Everybody got to be on the same page what's happening. They get them to jump off sides. Completion here. But let's take a look at what's happening from a protection standpoint. All right. Everyone's, all these signals you can see, they're all talking until he's saying it's an up look. That means everybody's up at the line of scrimmage. So now you'll see the center's pointing out who he's going to block. He's pointing whether he's blocking or who's blocking. So there's a little bit of miscommunication here. So you got 3 people here. He goes here, he goes here, he goes here. Now, there's 3 people left. In protection, how do you handle the 3 people left when the back leaves? Because there's no back. What you're supposed to do is called squeeze, or you're sorting. And what these 2 guys are going to block the first 2 threats that show up. And what I mean by that is 1, 2, 3 threats. You're going to block the 2 threats that come. And if they all come, make the quarterback throw off that one. You always protect inside out because that's farthest away. So what should have happened in this protection here is they slide to these 3. He should have stepped in to block this one. He should have stepped in to block this one, and he should have been the free player. You should never, ever have the free player be the inside player right here. Now, I assume the right guard thought the center was coming this way. And that's kind of the mistake that happened. So you got to be on the same page. He should have stepped in there. He should have stepped here. Because I see Michael pointing over here, but they're just kind of not on the same page. You would like this to happen and throw off that one, or you would like this to happen. They can identify it this way if they had to and let that one come. But either way, just a little miscommunication. Great job by Jeremiah getting the ball out. The zone pressure, you give up some seams in zone pressures, but really good penetration, getting hands up. I thought the BC Lions struggled with this because the Riders were able to knock a bunch of footballs down. Let's take a look what's happening here. Thurman's really good beating the center here. So it's basically a little play action fake. He's going to block him. He's singled up on him. He's singled up on him. He's him. This is their read key now, whether you want to call that an RPO. These 2, we got extra linemen in. So he's going to ride that. And if he steps in at all, throw behind him. And there you see. But really good by Thurman. Watch his hands right here. Watch him swim. Great swim move on Michael Couture. Gets in, gets a piece of the ball. Because this is going to be a big play. If this is completed, if this is led up here with the safeties already moved, it should be a big play. Good job by the Rider defense. The crowd gets involved in this one. Receivers offsides here. A big touchdown called back because of the penalty. When you're in cover 0, you can see Milligan there saying, hey, it's offsides. What's going on? When you're in cover 0, this is what you want to do. Strike the middle of the field. And let's review what cover 0 is. Count them up, all the players. Let's see, where are they? 1, 2, 3, 4. That's too hard to do that. The numbers are too big. All right, I'll pause it right here. All right, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 left. You only have 5 players deep. So that means everybody else at the line of scrimmage. There's 7 guys at the line of scrimmage. You can only protect 6 guys because you have 5 linemen and 1 back. So this is what's called cover 0 or level 0. Why do you call it levels? Because these guys are all standing at levels, knowing the ball has to come out quickly, and they're rallying up. They're going to play inside leverage. And you can see Milligan right here. He's not even backing up. That's why he gets run by. He's got to be ready, but he expects the ball out quickly. So let's go to the end zone and see how this is handled. Okay, I believe they made a solid call, which would mean he goes him, he blocks 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 this one or this one, depending on how their protection is. Okay, so I'm not sure, you know, they might have had a change where I'm going to take the big guy and you come back to take this one. But normally the tackle would take this one, and if he would take this one, and you would be hot off C.J. Revis. But Masoli recognizes it, gets the ball out of his hands. But again, another pressure from the Riders. Riders did a bunch of pressure this past game. Want to see an advantage of playing at home for the Riders? Watch when Jeremiah puts his hand down. See, everybody starts to blitz because they know the ball's going to be snapped. So they time their blitzes off when he signals to the center it's time for the snap. Once again, another blitz look. Bringing a lot of people. Playing it from depth. In the back end. Good chase. As try to get it to the back. But here comes everybody. And again, I want to show you this, how playing at home helps the Riders. Jeremiah is going to put his hand down. That's going to tell the left guard to tap the center to say he's ready to get the football. As soon as you see that hand go down, here come the blitzers. So that's the beauty of crowd noise helping the Riders players. And, you know, interesting as they do this, you know, they blitz the Will linebacker and drop the defensive end, Ray, out. But good play by him. So you get a big interception here by the Riders. Tavon Campbell takes us all the way as a house call. We'll fast forward it. So what happened on this play before the half? I think the BC Lions trying to run a 4 verticals concept. And I think he's angling up there. He's bending into the middle of the field. He's angling up there. He's angling up there. And that's 4 people deep with a guy coming under and a guy on a hitch. So what I see right here is a half is inside, a guy going down a seam, and a hitch route. So like this corner right here, he's almost equal with the go ball. If you trust that this player is far enough inside, the ball should be launched somewhere up there. So you give, see right there, you can see like this inside route held him. Now, if the corner's low enough, you should try to throw over the top of him. Now, I think Jeremiah thought this guy was running in here, which is called trap, where he runs in to cover that area in case it's a curl. And Tavon baits him because he takes 1-2 steps and he stops because he sees the ball thrown. And then it's picked. So, not great vision with the eyes. I think the lower he is, the more you got to trigger that throw. I'm not really sure what his read is on this, but this is a heads-up play by Tavon Campbell. And again, this is what the Riders do, right? Last year, they were taking the football away. At this point, this season, they were number 1 in the CFL in takeaways. At this point, as before this game started, they were 5th in the league, so they weren't doing as well as they did, but they certainly did it this game. Let's take one more angle for you. So here's what I'm talking about. He's trying to bend to the middle of the field. He's trying to angle up there. He's on the hitch route. So right here, you know, I think he's even with that corner route. So just launch it up here, and the safety gets held by that one, and just try to see if that guy can undercut the play. So I think he thought he was running into that space, and he took this throw. Just very difficult to throw this far to the wide side of the field. Again, with a guy on a vertical route. Like, take the vertical throw. One really nice play downfield. Getting hands involved. You know, you see the Riders did now in a little bit more coverage here. Little combination, man-to-man right here. He goes on the corner route. C.J. Revis gets beat, but watch the field corner go, okay, I'm going to pass that under to you. You pick that up, and I'm going to go help on the corner route. And over there, this looks like a quarter field player, and a low player, if that makes sense. And he's pushing out to the flat. Little double move here. Starts to run the dig and goes. And I think it's a great recovery. Just get that hand to knock down. So now you've just got a 4-man rush. And I thought the Riders mixed up their their pass rush pretty well last week, doing a couple of things. Watch this. You want to play left guard? Boom. Whack. Trying to get the twist going, knocking Woodruff down there. But all in all, really good game plan for the Riders. Some pressure, some blitzes to create confusion and make some nice plays downfield. Obviously, the pick 6 helped right before the half.